now joining us, the head coach of the Delaware Blue Hens, Dave Brock. How are you, my friend?
Doing great. How are you?
What's up? Good to see you. Yeah, you too. You too. Summer's over, right?
It's closing down for sure.
Just talking about some of the trips that were able to go on. I know you had a chance to kind of relax a little bit. I mean, you have to with the way this season goes, right? I mean, you got to get it in now, right?
Yeah, it's busy. Fortunate at Delaware, we got some of the greatest beaches in the world, so I sneak down there and get about a week down there and enjoy that. But our players are on campus all summer, so it's busy. We're in and out, and the rules have changed a little bit, so there's a little bit more football in the summertime now for coaches, and
exactly.
We're trying to take advantage of everything we can.
Well, you have to. There's no doubt about it. You guys last year 6-6, 4-4 in the conference. And I was talking to a previous coach. It's probably Jimmy Laycock from William and Mary, where it seems like there's just one or two games right there that, the way it bounces, I mean, and things are totally different. Then you're talking, hey, we're in the playoffs, or we did this, or we did that. I mean, do you feel that way? And was there a couple that stood out last year that, kind of kept you from reaching that, level?
Yeah, I certainly think there were a couple games where we didn't play well enough, and I think ultimately you control your own destiny. You really have to play well in this league, and you got to take care of your out-of-league games, and then in conference, to be a really good team in this conference, you have to win your home games, and then you have to find a way to win on the road, and it's challenging. We did a good job. We were fortunate to be able to win a game down at James Madison. Tough place to win a game on the road, and we just didn't play well enough in the middle of the year, at the end of the year, to finish them off. And again, we're excited about this year coming up, and got to have a young team, and really looking forward to coaching this bunch.
Just talked to Danny Rocco, the head coach at Richmond, and he's entering his fourth year. You're entering your third year, and I think the fans and the people out there, kind of need to understand what it takes, when you take over a program and how long it could potentially take to get it to where you need it to be. And I know there's things that sometimes behind the scenes or here and there that you just have to deal with and do that. The public doesn't know everything that's going on, or they don't know how much effort and work and changes go into it. I mean, where do you feel like you're at, and how do you feel so far now going into year 3 and the process and what you want to achieve as the head coach of Delaware?
Well, I feel great about where we are. I don't feel great about the results we've had, but I feel great about the direction we're going. We've made a commitment since the day we've been there to be a recruit and develop program. So we're going to recruit high school players and develop them. The double-edged sword there is, you're going to have a young football team for a little while, and we certainly will be. We may be historically young from a Delaware perspective, but again, I think we're going to be talented. I think we have a lot of good players returning. The expectations at Delaware never change. We want to be a playoff team. We want to be the best team in the best conference in the country, the CAA, and we want to compete for a national championship. So, those things aren't based on age. We're looking to be very competitive. We've got a lot of good players. They're just young, and I think the exciting thing for Delaware football fans is, we're really going to have the same team for 3 years.
Right.
With 55 of our 63 scholarship players have 3 years or more left. And it's exciting. We'll be able to get better practice to practice, week to week, game to game.
Right. You're hoping this could be the start of kind of a really good run moving forward, and you keep the injuries down. Hopefully that's always a huge key. And I know you'll get this question probably multiple times throughout the summer and in camp as you try to figure out what you want to do. But Trent Hurley's gone at quarterback. That's going to be a new player at that position there. Just overall, July here, end of July, where are you at with that? What's your feeling in terms of who's going to be the signal caller and what that's going to look like?
Well, we got Blake Rankin and Joe Walker are competing for that spot, and they did all spring. Both did a good job. I think they're both good enough for us to win with. I think realistically, we'll have a handle on who the guy's going to be after our second scrimmage. We'll be able to make the decision, and they've had 8 weeks where every player in our program that has been in summer school and been working out and throwing, and certainly we're not allowed to watch that, but over that period of time maybe one guy has taken a little bit of a step forward, and we'll see it when we practice on August 8th, and again, I think both are good enough to win for us, and it's just a matter of making sure we make the right decision, and one of them separates themselves from the other. Got a great run game. 4 out of 5 offensive linemen are back. Every running back in our program's back. So we feel like we'll be a physical team offensively. We'll be able to run the football, and that's always the quarterback's best friend.
Okay, very good. Real quick, Nick Boyle, tight end, drafted here by the Ravens, as we are here in Baltimore in M&T Bank Stadium, joining Joe Flacco. What's the update on him so far? Have you talked to him? What's going on?
Nick came in last week, and he worked out with us all summer. He was on campus working out with the team. I think the Ravens fans are going to love Nick, and I know I've talked to a couple of their coaches, so I know those guys love him. And they got the right kid. He's a hard-working guy, talented guy, and he'll be my pick as a surprise player for the Ravens this year.
Okay, awesome. Got a little pipeline going there from Delaware down here to Baltimore.
It's a good pipeline.
Less than an hour down the road, yeah. Cost a few bucks in tolls, but other than that, everything's great. Great to see you, Coach. Have a great season, okay? And we'll catch you down the line.
Thanks, man.
All right, you got it. Dave Brock, head coach of the Delaware Blue Hens.